Welcome back, folks. This is U.S. Home Talk, and we're live every Wednesday at noon on Facebook and YouTube. We will syndicate with all of the streaming platforms after the show. Jason Walgrave here with Walgrave Real Estate Group and the Minnesota Real Estate Team at RE/MAX. We've got Mortgage Michael Overson with Luminate Bank. We have the great Evan, the producer, Little. Very clever, Evan, that you renamed the show. So, folks, I got to give a shout out to Evan. Oftentimes Mike or Marcus or myself, we come in with these ideas. Some are good. Some are great. Sometimes the topic names that we come in with are, well, they're terrible.
Boring. They're just terrible. Let's just say it.
They're terrible. And
yes.
Then Evan puts the creative spin on them and makes them sound really good. So I appreciate your title of the show this morning.
Evan's a marketer at heart, right? He's marketing. He knows what the people want to hear. He knows what they want. So that's what we give them.
I know that they crave talking about their budget.
Yes, absolutely.
Nobody wants to talk about the budget, man.
Dude, I tell you what,
let's talk about our budget and let's talk about doing our taxes. That sounds awesome.
Oh, dude, we could have a killer show if we just focus on those two things. Absolutely.
Budget and taxes.
Actually, we should just do a tax show right now. This is perfect. Since tax season just ended a month ago. Perfect timing.
Yep. We can name the show "How Not to Get Bent Over Next Year on Your Taxes."
Sure.
And then that's. Hey, I like the intro music today, though. You got to bring that back next week. That intro music was killer.
It was good. Marcus he's got another one of those board meetings, one of those important. He's a part of what is he a part of? State of South Dakota Association of Realtors. He's up at the Capitol or something, or I don't know. He's doing important stuff. So we're going to give him a pass this week, but he'll be back next week.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about saving some moolah on your air conditioning costs. Now, pretty wild. The last 4 days here in the Twin Cities, Minnesota, it's been about 90 degrees just about every day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, about 90 degrees. Tomorrow's still going to be in the 80s, and then it goes down to 45 at night or some crazy drop. So it got me thinking, you know what? We got summer months coming up and it gets hot. It gets hot in a lot of places in the U.S. during the summer. And so we're going to talk about some different ways to save some money on your air conditioning. And so number one, got to plant some trees. Folks, I am a big believer in vegetation.
Vegetation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Around
I think that's
your
how
home.
you say that.
Trees specifically. So trees, of course, they're going to create and generate shade. Think about this. When you go and right now we're spending a lot of time on the soccer field and the turf football field for flag football, which, by the way, is 10 to 15 degrees hotter than just grass. And then the track. And so we're spending a lot of time outside. Most of these fields that we're on, they do not have any shade coverage. But if you think about it, if you're outside, it's warm out, it's hot out, you find a tree, think about how much cooler it is just being underneath that tree and in that shade compared to into the direct sun. And so planting trees can really cool down your house and bring down some of those energy costs.
Yeah, now people, this is U.S. Home Talk, right? So we have people from Arizona, Texas, Florida listening to this, and they're like, you guys are complaining about 85 to 90. Texas, one of my loan officers actually lives in Texas during the winter and comes back here in the summertime. They hit 105 yesterday where he was at down in Texas.
Really?
Right? Yeah. But here's the thing, though. You got to remember, last week we had highs in the 50s, and then we go to 90, right? And then this Saturday, our high is 50 degrees again. So we're coming from 50-degree weather to 90-degree weather. You know what that feels like? That 40-degree temp swing feels like? Feels like you just got thrown in an oven. And it's like down in Texas, okay, you went from 92 to 105, right?
Yeah.
You went from hot to hot.
Yeah.
You're just hot. Okay. It's just hot. You don't get the, hey, I need a jacket and a stocking cap on to now I'm going to go outside and I'm going to cook like the
Yes.
Thanksgiving turkey, right? That's the difference. It's that wild swings that we get up here.
We're much tougher in the Midwest. I mean, I think that I think that we can confidently say that with those big swings in temperature makes us tough.
Yeah. I mean, I like to think that.
I mean, I do too. Is it 100% accurate? I don't know.
It's
Still
to
gonna
be
think
determined.
it. Still gonna think it.
Yep.
Flip the switch. Now this one is interesting. This one's kind of shocking to me. Try to raise your air conditioner thermostat setting to 78 degrees when you're at home and a higher temperature while you're at work. Oh my goodness! There's no way my temperature is going to be set at 78 degrees.
What do you put yours at?
We are 74 in the summer, like the hot months, but then at night we put it down to 68. So
you
get
during
down
the
there.
day, 74.
I
to
like my
68.
house really cold at night, but I'll let you guys in on something. I haven't turned on the AC. I've just had windows open this whole season.
Ooh.
We've had dry enough air, like the 90 right now in today's world. It feels like an Arizona 90 where the air is dry and you don't just sweat, right? It's actually, if you can
Yeah,
get some
the
shade or a little wind, it's
Yeah.
actually comfortable.
The lack of rain has helped a lot, but it keeps getting down cold enough at night that I'm just like, yeah, the house can get hot during the day. I don't mind. I'm just gonna use my fan in the window to essentially cool down the house at like midnight when I go to bed, and it works.
It works. I love it.
That's how you
I
save
love it.
money.
That's how
Don't
you
turn
really
on the
save
AC.
money. Don't even turn it on.
Yep.
Don't
Tell the
even
rest of
turn
the
it
tell the rest of the family the AC's broke and they can't come out for 2 months to fix it, but you then just turn it off and you save all this money, right? Bingo.
All right, what do you set yours at?
We go with like 75, 76, but but we also are conscious of pulling shades, right?
Yep.
We do have a tree or two that's going to provide some shade during the day. And it just keeps the edge off, if you will, during the day. Then at night, like Evan said, at night, I mean, you can open up a window and it cools down nice at night up here now too.
Yeah.
So we're about a 70, I'd say 75 is where we try to keep it. And we just keep it there all through the night too. If we wanted to cool it down more at night, it's cold enough, open a window or two and you're good.
Yeah, definitely, and I love the spring air. I mean, it's fresh air. It certainly is nice to have the windows open when it's cool. Run some fans. Very, very effective, right? I mean, running fans, whether it's your ceiling fans, it's your floor fans, or your the fans that kind of rotate around. I mean, we're using fans a lot. I mean, all summer we use fans in the winter to move air around. We use fans. Obviously in all the bathrooms to keep the moisture out. The other thing that we do is we run our furnace fan consistently. It's running 24 hours a day. And so, that's moving air through the house. Our basement is quite a bit cooler than our main floor. Our main floor is cooler than our third floor or our upper floor, right? And so, keeping that air circulation we find helps a lot. Fans work great. I mean they really do, and you can tolerate a lot higher temperature if you've got moving air, if you've got those fans going.
For sure. And a little trick at night too. I don't know if you're gonna bring up this trick later too, but like some people will just grab ice from the freezer, right? Or cold packs or something, put it in a bowl next to your bed and have a little fan blowing on it. And you got like a built-in air conditioner right there. You'll blow that cold air that cools down. So
I like that. That's a great trick. Chill in the basement. Yeah. I mean, most homes in Minnesota and the Midwest, folks, we have basements. The basements, they're cooler. The ground, I think the ground is a consistent, 54 degrees. Of course, I don't know how far you got to go down, maybe 5-6 feet, because it'll freeze in the winter. But the ground, that's why the geothermal heating and air system is so efficient, because you're just pulling that constant 54 degree temperature out of the ground. So basements are cool. Hang out in the basement. You can certainly catch some relief from the heats, and definitely basements are going to be a lot cooler than if you've got a 2-story with a basement. Your upper floor, lot cooler in the basement than that top floor.
Yep. And as if you're not a gamer, become a gamer, right?
Become
you got
a
the
gamer.
basement, you got the gamer, whole setup down there. Become a gamer, hang out in your basement, play Fortnite all night or whatever. What do the kids play these
What do
days?
they play these? I think Fortnite's pretty
probably knows.
popular.
Fortnite's still popular. Marvel Rivals is probably the most popular current game.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one. My boy's been playing a little bit of the what is it? 4K? Is that the basketball game? Is that
2K?
what it's called?
2K.
NBA
Is it
2K.
NBA 2K.
2K25 or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So they
The one
they're
problem
on-
with being a gamer in the basement is gaming hardware pulls like 500 watts. It's like running a space heater.
No.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you will heat up your basement eventually if it's
That's
not a very
good
big
point.
basement.
That is a great point. That's a great point.
Been there, done that.
Folks, we're going to do, Evan, if you're ready, we're going to do our legal minute with Mr. Jeff O'Brien. Not yet?
Not ready.
We'll do
Not
one
ready.
more. We'll do one more. Next one on our list here is avoid using the stove and oven. Yeah, I mean, look, you put on the stove. Certainly if you put on that oven and if you're cooking something in the oven, it's going to heat up the whole kitchen and the living room and, probably the whole main floor. I love the grill. I love grilling because it's all outside, right? Whether we're grilling, meats or chicken or fish or whatever the deal is, grilling can definitely, do much or everything that an oven can, but you're not going to heat up the house. And depending how you like to cook things, if you're Cajun style, and you like to smoke it up, you definitely want to do that on the grill and not in the kitchen.
Well, the cleanup's just so much easier too.
Oh, it's so much easier.
There is no cleanup. Just let it burn in the grill for a little bit afterwards. You call it good. Leave a
That's
little
what I
flavor
do.
on there for next time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And now, Jeff O'Brien's Legal Minute.
This is Jeff O'Brien, attorney with Hush Blackwell with the U.S. Home Talk Legal Minute. An option to purchase or option contract is often used where a potential buyer wants to purchase the right to buy a parcel of property at some time in the future. Many times the seller, called the optionor, and the buyer, called the optionee, will enter into a written contract which specifies all the terms of the purchase when and if the buyer exercises the option to purchase. The contract will also specify the manner in which the buyer needs to notify the seller of the buyer's intent to exercise the option, which can take the form of a simple one-page notice or the execution of a written purchase agreement. One important point with options to purchase: the buyer must pay some amount of money to the seller as consideration for the option, and in the event of a dispute, the courts have the power to determine whether the consideration given for the option is adequate given the value of the property subject to the option. This is Jeff O'Brien, attorney with Hush Blackwell with the U.S. Home Talk Legal Minute.
Thank you, Jeff O'Brien. That was good. I definitely understood a lot more of that one than maybe the previous one.
Same here. I wonder how much the standard option fee is. Hey, I want to have the option to buy this. There's got to be some sort of money given consideration to have the option.
Yep.
Would that be like an earnest money, like a 1%? You think, or
I think it's higher than that. I think that I think it depends on the property, but we've seen option. I mean, we've seen as much as 10%.
No,
and so it. But I think you could get by with as little as 1%. Just depends on the deal. Options are interesting. I mean, it's exactly that. It gives you the option to buy that property under the agreed upon terms within a set amount of time. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but the seller can't sell it to anybody else during that option period. So kind of a cool deal. Folks, we're talking about ways to save on air conditioning this summer. We've got a few more to go through. Folks, the best way to get a hold of us anytime, Mike, myself, Marcus, Evan, is to go to our fantastic website, ushometalk.com. We've got all of our fantastic partners. We've got tons of reports on buying, selling, investing, financing, investment properties, all things real estate. Check us out online at ushometalk.com. We've established a 24-hour real estate hotline number, which is 612-234-7585. That number you can call anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. During the show, we'd love to see questions come through on that text line, but that hotline number is available all the time to connect with any of us, of our fantastic partners. So be sure to keep that on hand. And again, our website, ushometalk.com. We've got all of our previous and past shows, and you can connect with all of us. So check us out online, ushometalk.com. Talking about... go ahead.
real quick. Now, if it's
Yes,
a
sir.
leap year, it's actually open 366 days for that year. Just want to throw that comment out there.
Thank you. I appreciate the correction. So the number, it's important that, especially coming from the numbers guy, that the numbers are accurate. Thank you.
Should we
You're wel-
just
you're welcome.
average it and say that it's open 365.25 days a year?
I like that better.
We could do that. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Speaking of that, so I mean, kind of a little funny story why I bring that up. I literally just closed a file. Actually, it's closing tomorrow, where on the tax return, there is 366 days of rental income reported on the tax return. So the underwriter came back and be like, "How are there 366 days of rental income reported on the tax return?" And so the buyer had to write an explanation. It was like, "Well, there's this thing called a leap year, and there's one extra day in the leap year, and that particular year was a leap year, so that's why I have 366 days of rental income on that day."
Wow.
On that year. So
Wow.
that's why when you said that, it's like literally I'm closing that file tomorrow, and that instantly popped into my head of like, well, okay, well, yeah.
That's pretty clever. That's definitely a smart ass response for that question, right? But
my
he's
client
right.
literally, he uploaded it and he like literally sent me a text message. He's like, read the letter of explanation I just uploaded. He's like, I loved writing it. Like it was hilarious. It was hilarious. So yeah, good
I
job.
love it.
Good job,
Love it.
David.
Nice work. Nice work. All right. Saving money on air conditioning costs. Let's see what else we got here. Maintain or replace your AC. So I think maintaining it's a big deal, guys. You can just have the service guys come out and take a look at it once a year. Maintenance of it will, it'll last longer. We had, man, I think it was it 2 springs ago? 2 springs ago. So, our house was not even 9 years old. And, the air conditioner actually started kind of going out the year before. And of course I was super annoyed by it because it was only 8 years old. Right. The particular builder that we worked with, I think they just went with a builder grade AC, and oftentimes builders will, they won't look too hard into what type of AC or furnace they're putting in unless the client asks for it. So AC went out, had to get a new one. The new one, I'm not kidding. It looks like some type of a bomb. I mean, it is twice as big as the old one, which is maybe one of the reasons why it went out, because it was too small. But the new one it's massive, but it is efficient. I can definitely say that the cost to cool our home is less now with the new air conditioning unit. The newer units they're going to be more efficient. It talks about in this article, air conditioning costs. This is incredible. Air conditioners. So not the energy, but the actual air conditioners. Air conditioners cost homeowners in the U.S. about $29 billion a year.
Whoa.
Air conditioners cost homeowners in the U.S. about $29 billion annually. That number is incredible to me. Holy smokes.
No kidding.
I feel
So
like I
that's-
need to go start selling air conditioners or something.
No kidding. Holy cow. And here's the biggest thing with our air conditioner. You probably see this too, Jason. So in our neighborhood, we have a fair amount of cottonwood trees, right?
Yes.
We're going to reach a certain point here in the next few weeks, probably where they're going to start shedding, right? Shedding their fur coat.
Yeah.
And it literally, like, we'll get piles on our street that look like it's like someone plowed snow, right? Plowed a big pile of snow on there, right? And so what happens is your air conditioner will, right? It'll suck that stuff in and it'll get stuck to the fins. I remember 2 years ago, I went out way too late in the summer to go clean the air conditioner off there, and there was so much crap caught in there. I literally could have knitted a sweater with the stuff that I pulled off of that thing. And it's amazing. Like I could tell literally the day after I did it, I could tell our house was just cooler. The air conditioner was running less, and it makes a huge deal. You gotta look at that thing. You gotta clean it off. You gotta keep those fins, free of debris, because I mean that's how it works.
Yeah, think about if you didn't replace your furnace filter for a year, and how much stuff would get on there. That airflow is not going to work, right? And so they, what they say is you can spray those off, you spray all that cottonwood off, and I've got to do it too. I mean, we had 2 big cottonwood trees. We lopped one off last year, and mainly because it was, 2 reasons. It was getting too close to the house, and the second reason, it was messy, and it's just not a very nice tree. But I don't know. I know that most, maybe not most, I would say maybe half of folks that we talk to, they're like, what do you mean spray off the air conditioner outside. They've never done it. Maybe you don't have trees that it's a big deal, but you got to look at that air conditioner. You just take a hose and you start at the top and you spray all that gunk down, and then you just take it all out of there. So that will help with efficiency and lasting. So maintain or replace ACs. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here we go. This one's all you, Overson. Splash in the bath. Oh. Hey, it's hot. Go take a cool bath, a cool shower.
Get your water wings out. Have a little fun in there. You know what I mean? Get some bath toys.
Get your rubber ducky.
This is one that actually I would recommend the opposite. The best way to feel cool in your house is to take a really hot shower. Because what you do is you take the hot shower. It's like the same thing as when when you get in the hot tub.
Yeah.
And then you get in the pool afterwards and the pool feels really cold. Yes. But before you were in the pool and it felt normal. If you take a hot shower, like a nice steamy shower for a few minutes, dry off and get out, your house will feel like 10 degrees cooler than it did before.
I'm going to have to try this. That makes sense though.
It's the same exact thing as you get into the hot tub and then you get back into the pool and you're like, why is the pool so cold? It's like, no. You just acclimated to the higher temperature and now it relatively feels cooler.
All right.
So don't take a cold bath. You'll be like freezing in there and then you'll get out and you'll be like, the house is still warm. Take a quick hot shower. You don't want to heat up the house with it. And then you get out and you'll be like, man, it feels nice now.
I like it. Well, there you go. If you have a pool, jump in the pool. If you got a lake in your backyard, jump in the lake. Those things will help. Yep.
I'm throwing a flag on Evan's theory. I don't know about Evan's theory there. I'm gonna have to do some science. I'm gonna have to do some scientific. Yes, I'm gonna have to tell the family I'm turning the air conditioner off for 3 days straight. I'm gonna get it all nice and toasty, about 88, 89 inside the house.
Everybody needs a shower, hot showers.
Yep, and I'm gonna test that out.
Folks, we do appreciate you tuning in this morning. Best way, again, to get a hold of us anytime is our website, ushometalk.com. All of our fantastic partners, you can connect directly with Mike, Marcus, myself, and Evan. Folks, we hope you have a fantastic week. We'll be back next Wednesday at noon. We'll see you then.